I am not a patient man, Binikov, or a compassionate one.
You again.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight what I have for you guys is a real spicy video regarding Black Ops Cold War DLC. We have the return of Kravchenko, an update on Season 2, a massive expansion coming to the game, and even some new information about Call of Duty 2021, which was just confirmed earlier today. Definitely stay tuned, but before I jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because about 80% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so make sure you guys get notifications every time I update you on Black Ops Cold War. But real quickly, let's be honest for a second, Sanatorium and Fireteam has to be some of Treyarch's best level design that they've done for the Black Ops series. It is such a beautiful map, and I get heavy Blackout vibes when playing this, and you know by now, I'm a huge fan of Blackout. But also in the comments section, real quickly, drop some ideas my way. What other game modes do you want to see on these big Fireteam maps? I know before the beta even dropped for Black Ops Cold War, Treyarch confirmed that we're going to see other modes aside from Dirty Bomb in Fireteam, but as of today, we haven't seen any new ones, but maybe in Season 2, we'll get a new mode or two on these maps. But do you want to see a Conquest, big domination styled mode, a new variant of TDM, Ground War? What do you guys think? And also, it's a possibility they could even port these Fireteam maps over into Warzone individually, and we could end up seeing maybe Battle Royale, Plunder, or some other creative modes on these maps as well. And yes, I know they are going to combine all the Fireteam maps in Black Ops Cold War to create the 2021 Warzone map, which you probably won't see until maybe March, maybe on the anniversary of when Verdansk dropped. Lots to look forward to for Fireteam, but enjoy the beautiful background gameplay of Sanatorium. When it comes to Season 2 of Black Ops Cold War, we know the supposed release date is February 24th. That's the supposed start date because the Battle Pass for Season 1 actually ends on that day. Now, it isn't confirmed that it'll start on that day, but typically in the past, when one Battle Pass ends, a new Battle Pass releases momentarily. We have seen it with games like Fortnite and Modern Warfare, where a Battle Pass can get extended by a couple of weeks because of a new season delay, or a Battle Pass ends and there's some downtime for a day or two before the start of a new season because of X, Y, and Z problems. And with the pandemic on our hands, I wouldn't be shocked if Season 2 did get pushed back by a couple of weeks, but if it doesn't, then hey, February is a real action-packed month for Black Ops Cold War DLC. Hopefully you guys are excited because in a couple of days, we have the final update for Season 1 Reloaded on February the 4th with Express and Firebase Z, along with some updates to the Onslaught mode for PlayStation users. And just 20 days after that, potentially on February 24th, we could be seeing a brand new season as well, which is very exciting. But when it comes to the content in Season 2, we should be seeing the following multiplayer maps: Apocalypse, Echelon, and Dune. We know Apocalypse is a Vietnam-focused map, which is great because there aren't any memorable Vietnam multiplayer maps right now for Black Ops Cold War, and we need at least one good one, right? So apparently there's a zombies workbench in the map as well. Could just be a placeholder, maybe it'll be there when the map comes out. I'm curious if it's an Easter egg or just a small reference to Firebase Z. Who actually knows? But they could also take portions of the campaign missions, Fractured Jaw, Break On Through, which take place in Vietnam, and turn those portions into multiplayer maps, because sometimes in campaign, there are some beautiful looking areas which aren't utilized much, so why not port that into multiplayer or some other modes entirely? But when it comes to the multiplayer map Echelon, we don't know much about it. However, if you research Echelon Cold War, it comes up as a secret government code name, which is for a surveillance program. So it was operated by the United States with the aid of 4 other states of the UK-USA Security Agreement: Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, known as the Five Eyes. We have some pictures of this quote-unquote Echelon, and I could see this being a multiplayer map, right? I mean, there are some locations with these domes in Japan and England. I'm curious where it's going to be located, but we also have a dome-looking area in Firebase Z, so I'm curious if that's at all connected. Could it be a portion of Firebase Z as well? Who knows? But then with the map called Dune, we also don't know much about it. However, it has been rumored by some interesting people that this is supposed to be an extension to the map Satellite, which I guess makes sense. The name checks out. There are dunes on the map Satellite, so hey, it could be a sniper's wet dream if you have hundreds of other dune areas that people are camping in. Not sure how I feel about that, but the map is apparently for Fireteam. Now, the map will probably be used for combined arms as well, but let's see how that plays out. Again, this is unconfirmed, but if there's any area I want to see added to Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, it has to be Duga. We see Duga for a bit at the very end of the campaign, if you choose a specific ending, and we know Duga is also going to play a part in the 2021 Warzone map, which to me is is beautiful and will definitely play out in a nice PvP experience. Like I said before in the past, expect multiplayer maps to be ported from campaign, ported into Warzone, using Fireteam, expect maps to be rotated all over the place, and honestly, Firebase Z is a nice change of pace because rather than remaking Shinonuma, which we all thought they were gonna do, they just took assets from Fractured Jaw, campaign, and Array from Blackout, two modes that Zombies players probably haven't even touched once. They merged all that together and there we go. What's funny about Zombies players complaining about quote-unquote reused assets is because Zombies has always had reused assets since World at War. Black Ops 3 may have set the bar real high for the mode, but I don't know about you. During a pandemic, I would much rather have Treyarch reuse assets as much as possible to make sure we get maps as quick as possible. So let me know what you think of that. But also remember, in Season 2, this isn't the final list of content to be released, but it is the known content as of today. So we're also expecting the Dragunov weapon. We're not sure if it's going to be a tactical rifle or a sniper rifle, but that's expected. Not everybody's favorite weapon, but hey, it's still coming. And we also have the K9 unit Killstreaks. So Black Ops Cold War has quite a few overpowered Killstreaks already, and we're expecting even more overpowered ones throughout the rest of the season. We also have the hand cannon from a campaign mission, which is essentially the new version of the Annihilator that we had in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. That's going to be pretty fun as well. Imagine rocking War Machine, Harp, and the hand cannon or even K9 unit. That's a pretty overpowered class setup. I don't know about you guys, but now when it comes to a massive expansion of Black Ops Cold War, here's where things get real spicy. So before the launch of the game, bear with me here, I did hear several reports about an Outbreak mode coming at some point in the future. It does sound Zombies related, so I'm like, alright, maybe it'll come with Season 2, definitely possible. But over the past few months I have been thinking, I'm like, well, we do have some teasers and intel in the game right now, which talk about the Ural Mountains, Zombies Fireteams. What if this Outbreak mode is a Zombies Fireteam experience that you play on some big new map, or even the older Fireteam maps? I wouldn't put it past them, but the biggest clue about what this Outbreak mode could be is actually within the brand new Firebase Z trailer. So in the trailer itself, for a couple of seconds, we could see the following map. It says identified Outbreak zones, and you can see two zones highlighted in red. The first one is in the United States, presumably near California. That's kind of what I see there. And then we have one in Germany. Now this could be a tease for upcoming Zombies DLC maps. Maybe that's what this is, but we don't know about any upcoming Zombies map in the United States. We know about Ural Mountains, Berlin, maybe a Germany one. So what is this map talking about? Is it upcoming Zombies DLC, or is it referencing the Outbreak mode, hence why it says identified Outbreak zones? Maybe that's what this is. We also have a hint from a Cipher which mentions Kravchenko, so I'm like, wait a second, if Weaver's leading the Requiem group, who would be a good candidate for his arch enemy, the leader of the Omega group? I think Kravchenko is the best bet for that, and I talked about this before Black Ops Cold War even released. When we were playing Fireteam back during the beta, I'm like, alright, not only is the setup perfect here, but we have a pretty big list of teams in the Fireteam mode. You have Phantom, Lancer, Tempest, Saber. Imagine adding Requiem and Omega to that group list for this supposed Outbreak mode. That wouldn't shock me at all, even if it was just 20 to 30 players. Imagine if they shot for 40 players in a Zombies experience like this. That would be massive. Would love to see that. But as the Cipher says, attention K, Kravchenko, initial survey of the Ural site verifies it is by far the largest incursion zone yet recorded. We must assume Requiem will detect it via satellite and deploy fire teams, regardless of sovereign borders. Recommend continuing operations while monitoring Requiem communications. With your support, I will ensure any new gains remain in Soviet hands. The way this is worded sounds more like a multiplayer experience, right? You know, having fire teams being deployed from different factions to face off and either detonate dirty bombs or to close off Dark Ether rifts. That's probably closest to what this mode's going to be about. And it mentions the Ural site, so I'm like, alright, this Ural site is by far the largest incursion zone yet recorded. So I'm like, okay, if it's the largest site yet recorded, I guess you could say we'll get a massive Zombies map as DLC, but this just screams Fireteam to me. It screams something bigger than just a Zombies map. And again, this is exactly how Requiem and Omega can be inserted into that group list of Fireteam names, right? Instead of Lancer, Saber, and Tempest, you could see some zombie team names jumping in there. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised if this is just referencing the Ural Mountains faction of Warzone, the next Warzone map that is, because of course, in the next Warzone map, we're going to see a part of the Ural Mountains. Maybe there'll be be an Easter egg in the next Warzone map that's zombies related. That's what this could be referring to. But overall, I think this is definitely something bigger than just your typical zombies map. Now, what I will say though about this Outbreak mode is, as of lately, and don't tell anybody I told you this, but apparently Treyarch is very proud of whatever this mode is. It's very replayable. Maybe it's some Destiny-like mode with, you know, loot where you can just continuously come back and unlock new things. Maybe it's that crazy of a mode, but I will tell you that this mode apparently makes up for a lack of Cold War Zombies maps. So instead of getting, you know, 2-3 maps at launch and a lot of DLC maps later, they might just settle for, you know, Die Machina and maybe 4 more Zombies DLC maps, 5 maps total. They might settle for that and then have this really replayable Outbreak mode that really makes up for all of it. I'm okay with that. I mean, look at World War II zombies, Infinite Warfare zombies, Exo zombies. A lot of non-Treyarch zombies experiences have only had a handful of maps, which is totally fine. Quality over quantity, my friends. And if this Outbreak Zombies Fireteam mode is a banger, then I think that's totally okay. But leave all your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite. Amongst all the fake news out there from these cringe Twitter accounts claiming they have sources, I will tell you there is a lot of good info out there. You know, that's Black Ops Cold War related, COD 2021. There's good info out there that you guys are definitely going to hear about very soon. Trust me on that one. But also a quick update regarding Call of Duty 2021 from Tom Henderson. He confirmed in a tweet earlier today that apparently there have been rumors that Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward are going to team up for the next game. That actually isn't the case. As he said, as far as I'm aware, no Sledgehammer games and Infinity Ward are not working together on Call of Duty 2021. They are still working on their own individual titles, not working together. There was a rumor going around that both developers are working together. As far as I'm aware, they are not. So again, that rumor was real shady from some not so trustworthy people, but you know what? What's funny about this is that apparently there's a race going on to see which developer can get a game ready faster than the other. So as of now, both Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward have games that look pretty good in the early development stages. So I would have to guess and say Sledgehammer's coming back next because it's been so many years since World War II. But hey, if Modern Warfare 2 happens before Sledgehammer's next game, I guess that's what we got to deal with. But they're definitely not working together on one game. They are working on individual games, which is fine. But if the Call of Duty cycle does continue, as it probably will, you know, it does every year, then Treyarch probably won't be back until at least 2023, which I don't even want to think about, but it is kind of a good thing, right? Treyarch hasn't had a solid 3-year development cycle in a long time now. They're currently in a cycle where they get put on these really ambitious projects with little time to make them. Black Ops 4 should have been a 3-year developed game, but it wasn't. I mean, budget got cut, campaign got scrapped, Blackout got added, leadership was all over the place. They had problems, but they still pulled off what I consider a good game with some of their best work. And with Black Ops Cold War, it wasn't even their game to begin with. They had to step in late, forcefully, and then finish it under a pandemic, which was ridiculous. But still, Black Ops Cold War to me is a top-tier game, one of the best titles in recent years, at least in my opinion. But leave all your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the return of Kravchenko, him playing a big role in the future of Black Ops Cold War's DLC? What are your thoughts on Season 2 and the other content we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.